There are growing concerns over how the 13% derivation funds meant for oil-producing communities are being used by governors of the 9 Niger Delta states. The 13% derivation is a fund set aside to assist oil-producing communities tackle infrastructural decay and degradation. Recall that the Niger Delta region has gotten trillions of naira constitutionally accrued to it through 13% derivation for over 23 years, with over 600 billion naira of that sum already gotten in the first half of 2024. But successive governors from the region have not been able to better the lots of the communities, as people still live in squalor, diseases, and reeking with the worst and highest form of poverty. Despite the seeming despondent economic state of the nation, the federal government, however, has not failed to actualize a steady increment in the 13% derivation to Niger Delta governors. In January, 57.92 billion was released to oil-producing states. In February, it rose to 85.10 billion naira. And in March, the Niger Delta oil-producing states got 166.24 billion naira. The sums were 90.12 billion naira, 120.45 billion naira, and 106.50 billion naira for April, May, and June, respectively. ATN investigation in these oil-producing communities reveals the abject living conditions of residents. No electricity, no drinking water, no roads, and a total lack of basic amenities. 13% oil derivative funds to 9 oil-producing states from June 2023 to May 2024 allocation in 1 year. Delta State received 211.69 billion naira. Akwa Ibom received 127.77 billion. Bayelsa received 115.53 billion naira. River State received 110.96 billion naira. Edo received 22.36 billion naira. Ondo State received 19.45 billion naira. Imo State received 8.88 billion naira. Anambra received 6.76 billion naira. And Abia State received 5.03 billion naira. This information is for statistics, and this is on FARC allocation. Is there anything commensurate to show for the large inflow to these states? What are the governors doing with these funds? I'll start with you, Honorable Churchill. You're from an oil-producing community.
Yes.
Please, let's narrow it down to River State.
You know,
River State in the past 1 year has received 110 billion naira for 13% derivative.
Wow, that's a huge amount of money.
Let's narrow it down to your state.
Let me come to, I will narrow it down to my community.
Yes, please mention the community. So
yes, I am from Igruta.
All right.
Igruta will have
and you produce oil?
Yes. We'll have we'll have even flow station in Igruta. Abada too is from in Igruta. So, and I know too well that Igruta, in the Ikore local government, Igruta is a major oil producing community.
Okay. Outside
Igruta will come to Alo. And Igruta is a major oil producing community. So I'm very, very surprised the kind of amount I'm hearing. Really, I am among the persons that agitate for this. I really talked about it before this time, the 13% derivation. It's not something that happened yesterday. We've really been talking about it, and by the grace of God, we're praying for it too. And government now approved it. But it's very, very disturbing to my person that my community has not seen any impact of such. This money, we've not really seen anything. In short, I'm surprised that this money, since this year, has been getting to the River State government. The communities, particularly my community, has not seen anything from this money. And I'm very, very disturbed about the way and the manner this money is coming without getting to the grassroots. it is disturbing. My brother Nze will always say that they should blame this one now. We're not blaming local governments. We're looking at the communities where the oil is being produced. They are the people that this money is supposed to be used for. And I am part of the community where this oil is being produced. And the 13%, I have not seen anything. I'm a stakeholder in my community. A Gruta cannot gather all the stakeholders now without a former councillor being present. Somebody that represented the community at the level of the council for complete 3 years and came out with scores. I have my scores. I am always being informed about information, about developments in my community. But this one is surprising to me. I don't know whether the governor is keeping it for us, maybe because the things has not been done very well in the aspect of representing the budget.
So far,
but
no
so far nothing
to the community, your community in this instance.
No development.
From the 13% derivation.
No development. The only thing I just saw in my community, which I know is being done by the NDDC.
Now, I need us to make some clarifications.
Yeah.
We are talking of 13% derivation.
Nothing.
We are not talking of IGR. We are not talking of FAC allocation.
What I'm talking about is 13% derivation. I've not seen anything.
You have not seen any impact,
any impact
in your community.
Yeah.
And you're saying, how many oil wells do you have in your community?
We have functioning oil well now. We have about 28 functioning oil wells.
Now, if I may ask, the oil exploration in Guruta, has it affected the lives negatively? Has it in any way negatively impacted on the residents?
Of course, it has. It has. Right. Our zinc, the exploration, the zinc, the buildings, the food, the plants are not, that is, our crops are not. In short, every damn thing.
Right.
We are suffering much when we talk about communities that are suffering in oil exploration, concerns oil exploration. Igruta is one of the communities that people will always talk about that is passing through a lot. I mean, in our crops, we can't produce food the way we used to. Gari, our plants are not growing. Nyam, just everything deteriorating every day. Our roofs is getting damaged day by day.
Right.
Because even when you these shoots, you can't see them, but we know what we are seeing. My community is among the communities in Niger Delta that are heavily affected.
All right. Very well. Nze, what do you have to say to this?
It is, if I will stay sound this way, it is disturbing. It is appalling. It is heartless. It is heartless. Let me start by saying a community in Okrika local government this morning, I heard over the radio, are crying that they don't have potable drinking water. The only well they draw from, somebody went and draw feces there. So the surrounding water, just an island that is surrounded with water, salt water, you can't drink from it. They defecate on it. Do you still expect them to drink from it? And this is the situation of several oil producing communities in Niger Delta.
Yeah.
I've worked with SPDC on this community something, and we've gone round. Look, when we talk about 13% derivation to oil communities, and I hear it, I just want to wave it away because it does not reflect in anywhere in any oil producing community. Maybe I wish you can just take a boat step, use a boat, move around, go to places like Elem Sangama, go to places like Soku, go to Okrika, some of the communities in Okrika. Go to some communities in Degema. Look, you see where people live. Do you know that in oil producing states and communities, people still live in thatch? There is no thatch house or mud house in my community anymore. And we don't produce oil. But these people that produce oil, they still live in thatch. Some people still suspend their houses on stick. They suspend their houses on stick. And yet, you see oil wells springing from their compound, moving and developing Abuja. I wish that people will hear. Let international community, if actually they have Nigeria at heart, let them come and see what is happening here. People are drinking their urine. People are eating their feces in Niger Delta, where they are giving 13% to governors. Governors of Rivers, governors of Delta, governors of Bayelsa, governors of Abi. I'm not saying one governor, but governors, right from the succeeding governments till now, the preceding governments till now. When we talk about what people go through, we are not just talking about water now. We are not talking about. I went to a place called Adada in Abuja local government. There was no how you can locate, not through road, not through air, not through water, because the water that the channel that lead to their place, the water used to leave. Sometimes we were coming, and at some point the water left us, and we were just there inside creek, exposed to reptiles and crocodiles and all that. And these people, they produce oil. When we were going, we have some cartons of bottled water, and we were warned, don't near that community with those water. If you get there, you may not come back. Because they don't have it. They don't have access to it. They drink from where they defecate. So what we did, everybody drank enough water, and before we entered, we dropped all our water in Abua, and then moved to that place. And I begin to ask, why is it that they cannot dredge a channel for these people, at least to access their place? You cannot see some of the communities don't have school at all. No school. If they have any, it will be highly dilapidated. And yet, you go to some places, this coke we are buying 400 naira here now. In some of the oil producing communities, they buy for 900 naira, so 1,000 naira.
Because that's the water they drink.
No, not just that the water they, for you to assess them, for you to carry this thing from town to their place, it will be. Do you know that when I see the military and police and all that saying they are fighting economic sabotage in Niger Delta, killing people, destroying their bullfire stuff, I say, well, you can only do it because you have power to do it. But the people who are now fetching this cup, it's like people are using tanker to carry water away from your house, and some of the drops from the leaking tanker, you use cup to collect it, and one idiot will come and push it away from your hand. It is inhuman. It is inhuman. It is disheartening. And I believe that if God will judge the people that are in government, I don't blame federal government in this matter. I blame state governments, our governors. What are they using those money to do? They are becoming super rich over the suffering of the downtrodden. These people do not have places to farm. When they do their small farm, small rain that will fall, flood will cover everything and eat up everything they planted. And these people will be just like that. Is it until these people begin to kill their children to eat that Nigerian governors of these people will know that they are not doing well? Now you are using their money to train your own child abroad, and their own child is not going to school. And tomorrow that child will enter bush to begin to collect small crude that is leaking from some of the old pipelines. Even though I know that they still bust some new ones. But if they should collect those small, why not legalize modular refinery? Let the governors use those money to purchase license from federal government to do modular refinery in some of these communities. Let the youth get some work to do. You don't give them job at the state level. You don't give them job at, if I may call it, private companies. Nothing for people. They are just there. What God bless them with, they are losing it.
All right.
It is inhuman. And if I unfortunately I don't have power to do that, but let those who have power begin to take these governors to court. Let them come and explain what they are doing with that 13% derivation.
Churchill,
yes.
very quickly before we round up.
Please, first of all, I want to tell my brother Nze, that modular refinery will not work because it's very, very harmful. It can cause fire outbreak that can burn down the same community. But one thing is that if our governors have conscience, they will know that, yes, what they are doing is very, very bad. You cannot tell me from January till this month, this is August, that they've been giving you people money. That is people's money. It's not your allocation. That is people's money. And instead of you to create an avenue, to look at modalities, how to reach these people and develop their communities, they are keeping this money and using it for themselves. That of Delta State, look at 200 and something billion. It is very, very acclaiming. When I mean it is very, very acclaiming. But it is very well. By the grace of God, we are waiting for them somewhere. My own governor should release this money. My community is part of it. My community is part of that money. That money should be released to my community to develop my community. We have so many challenges. We don't have a civic center. We don't have all in my community. We need civic center. We have a place. We have so many things we need. People are hungry. Because if you see, our women does not go to farm again. They don't go to farm again.
Insecurity.
Yes.
All right. All right. Honorable Church, well, very quickly, when you talked about civic centers and all that, I don't think there are issues that 30% derivation fund should be addressing. When you talk about civic centers,
it should be for development.
I think that's where you hold the local government chairman responsible, because these are grassroots infrastructure that you'd expect that a local government chairman and your House of Assembly members,
House of Rep, we have House of Rep for my community now.
That's what they should be doing for the community as community projects. But when you come to 13% derivation funds, you're looking at, clearing of the community, the rivers that oil has spilled into you. We are not even talking about oil spillage into rivers, and they no longer have aquatic life. The farmers do not have anything they can't fish. Not only aquatic life being dead, it's also a source of income for fishermen, and that source of income is dead. Now you talk about the farms that oil has soaked their farmland. Apart from the insecurity that some of the arable lands, the women cannot actually access them anymore. How about the lands that are now oil soaked and cannot yield anything?
Like in ours, the lands that is our farmlands are being being soaked. We can't get better crops again in our farmland.
All right. Well, we'll still bring this conversation. This conversation continues tomorrow. Oil derivation fund conversation is not going anywhere, because ATM will be reaching out to different communities, and we are in talks with Ogoni. Hopefully Ogoni will be present tomorrow to talk about oil spillage in Ogoni land and how the governor has, improved their lives with the 13% derivation fund, if it has been done at all. I will promise to bring you this conversation and more interesting conversations tomorrow. We are out of time, and this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation.